Hi, Shane here. You're watching Sam for God, and this is Mark. Check her out.
So hi guys, how are you doing? Today is Saturday the 28th of October 2017 and I am currently about to leave my house, my room, to go to the National Theatre to see Follies, which is a musical that I've never seen before. I don't think. No, I've never seen it before. I don't actually know much about it at all. All I know is that Imelda Staunton is starring in it, and I've seen Imelda Staunton in quite a few shows before. I think the last thing I saw her in was it Gypsy? Maybe Gypsy, maybe something else. In any case, I've seen her in quite a few things, and everything I've seen her in, she's been incredible. I'm very lucky that I've been able to see her live, because she's probably one of the most incredible actresses I've ever seen in my life. She's just a fantastic performer, and obviously she's done a lot of films as well. I mean, she's Umbridge, Professor Umbridge in Harry Potter, you know, if you didn't know. So I'm very looking forward to this. I've heard incredible reviews about it. I'm going with one of my workmates, John, who actually had the tickets initially. He booked 2 tickets and he had 1 spare, and he was like, do you want to come? And I was like, yes, because I never managed to get tickets myself, and I think it's pretty much sold out for most of its run. So I'm very lucky. I'm off to meet him now for a bit of food before the show, and as always, you're coming on the journey. We're in the Welcome Members now, and I am joined by... Hello. This is John. Hello. His loving life. Are you excited about the show tonight?
Very excited, with wonderful company.
Ah, thank you very much. I've decided to just go for this as my food because I'm not that hungry, but this is quite a lot of food anyway, and I'm going to go for dessert as well. You're still waiting on your food, aren't you? I am. John's food has now arrived. What is it?
Vegetable katsu curry.
Very nice. Well done. Food has been consumed. Even John has finished his mealing, and then I've got this dessert situation going on because I really needed something sweet. So this is a chocolate cake, looking marvelous, and some ice cream. You probably can't hear me. The time is like 6:42. The show starts at 7:30. We're currently in Covent Garden. We need to be at the National Theatre, which is about 20 minutes away. Will we make it? Leave comments down below and let us know. What do you think? We've had our food, guys. It's like 7:15. Hi, John. John kept assuring me that we'd make it, and he was right. It's 7:15 and we're literally just outside the National Theatre. I thought we weren't going to make it. I was like really stressing out. But it's all good. We're here. Very excited. The show, this Follies situation, is apparently 2 hours and 20 minutes, right? John gives us a thumbs up. Without an interval. So that's another reason I was stressing out, because I was like, if we don't make it, we're probably not going to be able to see any of it. But this is it. We are going inside. How exciting. So this is my ticket for tonight. The Olivier Theatre, 28th of October, row F, seat 82, Follies. Very excited. Also, apparently at the National, I didn't actually know this, they're very strict about bags, so I wasn't allowed to take my bag inside. I mean, John kind of told me, thank the Lord, because otherwise I would have taken it in. They would be like, no you can't. They've got like, there's a thing over there saying if the bag is like bigger than that, you can't take it out of the backpack. But now I've just got my bottle of water, this camera, my ticket, and like £10 in my pocket. It feels very, very bizarre. Hello John. Hello. How's life? Do you feel more free?
I feel very free.
Without your bag and your massive jacket. Free to fly, yes, like a bird, like Billy Elliot.
To get rid of my blanket jacket.
Great. So I think we're gonna slowly head to the theatre, to our seats. Although I might have to do the toilet first, just, you know, to be aware of the fact that it's a 2.5 hour show and we don't have to. Upstairs? Where? Do you want to lead the way, please? You lead the way, John. Go on. Go on. I'm following you. How exciting. Look at this lovely poster, guys. Marvellous. You're a great tour guide. I like it.
They're saying £68 a
Ooh, look at this cool view you get of the London Eye and parts of London, and that little sign that says, like man, I'm tired. We walked past that earlier. Very random sign, but I mean, I'm quite tired quite often, so I understand the sign to an extent. Guys, we're going in. There's a note here to say there's no interval, 2 hours 15 minutes. Thank you for pointing it out, John. The ticket, I've got a program as well, which I'm going to go through later, but yeah, we're going through.
To your left, and then
thank you. Same thing. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. No, I've not been to the theatre in so long. Exciting times. We have just come inside, guys. That's the stage over there. That's the auditorium.
Can I sit on the aisle?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Am I there then? Marvellous. Cool. The show's about to start now, guys. I guess we'll speak to you. That's a great face, John. I love it. When will we speak to them? When are they going to speak to them? Have you lost your voice? Can you say something?
Goodbye.
Ah, I'll see you guys after the show. That's the stage, and people are still coming in. It's like what, 27 past or something. So I need to say goodbye to you until the show finishes. Bye. show has just finished, as you can see, 2 hours and 20 minutes later. They also did a speech at the end for Acting for Others, a charity that is a very good charity. Hello. Did you enjoy it, John?
It was fantastic.
Highlights?
I loved
Imelda Staunton was amazing.
Janie D and Philip Quast and
Tracie Bennett.
Tracie Bennett. What a fabulous
Fantastic.
actress.
I mean, the whole production was amazing. I'll talk about it later in a bit, but so far, so good.
Well done.
We are just joining the queue to go and collect our stuff from the cloakroom, the Olivier cloakroom. There's not much of a queue, to be honest, it's just a little tiny one. I've got so much to say about this show. I'll talk about it obviously when I get home. But yeah, I'm just very happy that I got to see it at last, after hearing so many good things.
They're in the cloakroom.
John looked after my tag because I was too scared to lose it, you know, having nothing on me. Literally, I'm like, I've got my bottle of water here, my program here, my camera and my phone. I was just like, I can't be looking after my tag, I'm definitely going to lose it. Thankfully, he didn't lose it. We've just left the theatre, as you can probably see. There are still people here. How are you feeling?
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you a bit cold, or are you fine?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, so it's goodbye to John. Thank you for the lovely evening.
It's good night from me and it's good night from her.
Thank you, I'll see you home.
Good night.
Okay, so I am now back home, as you can probably tell by the background, and it's time to talk about Follies, the musical. Oh, my ticket just fell out. That was my ticket, and my program has just fallen on the floor. Marvellous, it's fine. We've got it back. I don't want this to be too long, so I'm going to try and be very, very quick, this vlog. I mean, I loved it. I had heard such great things about this show and this production before I went to see it. I was so excited, and I'm very lucky as well that John had managed to get these tickets, because I'm pretty sure most of the performances are sold out now, and it's got like a live screening in the cinemas at some point in November, I believe. So, you know, if you want to go and see that, and I'm sure that, you know, there are still some tickets available, but most of them are sold out. I didn't know anything about Follies, as I said before. I knew that obviously it was a Sondheim show, Stephen Sondheim musical, and I'm not the biggest Sondheim fan. I do enjoy some of his work. Like, I actually really enjoyed Sunday in the Park with George, which I saw a few months ago. I quite like Company. I think Company's quite a good musical. Sweeney Todd's alright. Like, I'm just not one of the biggest Sondheim fans, if that makes sense. I know some people who are massive fans of his work, but I really appreciate his lyrics more than anything, and I've learned to appreciate his lyrics in his songs and his musicals more and more as I've gotten older. Like, when I was younger, maybe like 10 years ago, I didn't really understand his stuff as much as I do now. In any case, the only thing I knew about Follies was that song, Losing My Mind, because I'd heard it sung and done so many times in different concert performances. Like, I've heard so many different performers sing it. It's a very famous song, Losing My Mind, beautiful song, and Imelda Staunton sings it in this production. I'm going to get to that in a second, but let's talk about, I mean, the story. I guess the story is the first thing I need to talk about. The story is kind of hard to explain, but it's basically about two women and two men, and it's almost like you kind of see their older selves and you also see their younger selves, and it's almost like it's a bit about nostalgia. Like, generally the whole show is about like feeling nostalgic, feeling about maybe regrets, maybe things that you felt when you were younger, thinking about your past, knowing that you can never really get away from your past. Very complicated, but that's kind of what Stephen Sondheim musicals are like, to be honest. It's a very sad show. Like, even though it's kind of set on like a stage situation with loads of performers, as in like in the show there are people that are playing performers, like people who are in a show kind of thing. It's still hard to explain. You kind of can see the underlying sadness of it very, very well. And yeah, it's a beautiful show. It makes you think, and I love that. I love shows that make me think, and this one made me think. So, firstly, fantastic programme. It was £5. I really enjoy National Theatre programmes because it's very thick. Like, it's got so much information in it. And you get pictures of the rehearsals, and yeah, as you can see here, information about the cast members. So obviously, for me, one of the main things and one of the main reasons I was excited about it was Imelda Staunton, who played Sally. Let me see if I can find her page. There you go, that's where she is. So Imelda Staunton played Sally Durant Plummer, and that's not Imelda Staunton, that's her. She was phenomenal. Like I said, I just don't understand how she's able to be such a great performer. Like, her singing is beautiful, her acting is so heartfelt, it's so real, so genuine, and you know, she sings Losing My Mind, like I said, towards the end of I was about to say Act 2, this production was only in one act, so it was like 2 hours and 15 minutes, but towards the end of the show, basically in the last maybe 20 minutes, she sings that song. Incredible acting through song. Like, I just believe everything she sings, every word, every lyric that she sings. It was very, very beautiful and very well done. So that's her. She's fantastic. As far as I'm aware, she's not taken a single day off from this show. Like, she's such a great, dedicated person, performer. I think she's fantastic. And then Janie Lee played the other main woman, I guess, in the show, called Phyllis Rogers Stone, and she was also fantastic, a really big part of the show as well. Very fascinating to watch, and I was so sure whilst I was watching her that I'd seen her in something before, and now I'm looking at her credits here, and I can't remember exactly what it was that I saw her in, but I feel like it might have been Mac and Mabel many years ago, but I just feel like, this is her by the way, I feel like I'd definitely have seen her in something. But yeah, she has done a lot of stuff, and she was fantastic in this. And then obviously these two people each have lovers, or complicated lovers, if that makes any sense. But before we get to that, I'm going to talk about their younger selves, because that's one of the interesting things about the show, is that, you know, like I said, it keeps going back and forth between the present and the past, if that makes sense. So young Phyllis was actually played by Zizi Strallen. I don't think there's a picture of her anywhere. It might be her here, maybe. I might be wrong there, but yeah, Zizi Strallen played the younger version of Phyllis, and I've seen Zizi in quite a few things. I think I last saw Zizi in Mary Poppins, actually, Mary Poppins UK tour. I've seen her in Merrily We Roll Along a few years ago. I've seen her in quite a few things. I mean, the Strallens are all amazingly talented and doing very well, and it was great to see her in this. I didn't realise she was going to be in it, so when I saw her come on stage, I was like, oh wow, that's cool. She did a great job, great singing, great dancing, great acting. And then younger Sally is played by a performer called Alex Young, who, I'm looking at her credits, and apparently she was in Showboat, which I saw as well. There's a vlog of that if you want to check it out. She was also in I Can't Sing, the musical, Sound of Music UK, so she's done quite a few things as well, and she was also very, very good. Ben was played by Philip Quast, I hope I'm saying his name right. He's a very kind of well-known performer as well. He's done a lot of stuff. And Ben, or Benjamin Stone is what they're calling him here in the programme, I guess that's his full name, is I guess Sally's love interest. It's so much more than just like a love interest, but you know what I mean. And yeah, he was fantastic. He has some great numbers in the show, and so believable. He gave a very heartfelt performance as well. He's actually, wow, so he's won an Olivia Award, I believe, for his performance in South Pacific, which is incredible. That's Philip Quast, by the way, if you're wondering what he looks like. And then the other dude, let me find him. Oh, Young Ben. Let's go to Young Ben, actually, since we're here. Young Ben was played by Adam Rees Charles, who was also fantastic. I don't think I've seen him in anything before. I might have done, but I didn't really recognise him. But he was very, very good. Peter Forbes played the role of Buddy Plummer, who's kind of a little situation going on with Janie Lee's character, Phyllis. But yeah, Peter Forbes was also fantastic. This is what he looks like, if you're wondering, and that's Janie Lee on top. Peter Forbes, I believe I actually saw in Singing in the Rain, the musical, quite a few years ago now. And again, fantastic performance in this. Honestly, the whole cast was fantastic. There was some amazing dance numbers as well, like a great tap dancing number at one point, which I absolutely adored. Everything is just on fleek, if that's a word. Everything is just on top form, every single thing about this production. I mean, the whole cast, like Tracie Bennett was also in this, and again, I didn't know this. This is Tracie Bennett, and she played the role of Carlotta, and I guess she's not one of the main people in the show, but she's still in it quite a lot, and she has some songs and stuff, and I'd forgotten how fantastic she is. I actually first saw Tracie Bennett many years ago. I think it might have been in 2011, early 2011, so what, like 6-7 years ago, when she did End of the Rainbow in the West End, like the first time round kind of thing, and I was blown away by her performance, and to be able to see her again in this, like, such an amazing cast, honestly, amazing performance, like, everyone was great. I honestly wish I could go through every single person and name them and talk about them, but this video I feel like is already very long. Just know that it was a fantastic cast and everybody did an amazing job. Dominic Cook is the director of this production, and what a fantastic job he's done. Like, honestly, I just feel like this show could have easily been boring, annoying, long, all of these things, confusing even, but it wasn't. The sets were fantastic, the direction was amazing, the costumes, the dancing, everything. So I mean, well done to the whole team, but obviously, of course, Dominic Cook as well as the director. And I believe this is like one of the first musicals he's directed. I might be wrong, but yeah, he's an associate of the National Theatre, where he has directed The Comedy of Errors and the Olivia. I think he's done, so obviously he's done quite a few things. I believe this is his first musical. I might be wrong though. If I'm wrong, don't quote me on it, basically. But he has obviously done a lot of other stuff, and this was fantastic. There's a Revolve on stage, by the way. We're talking about the sets very, very briefly, and it works very well. It's beautiful. You're very quickly transformed into that time of life, I guess, that sort of era of like Broadway and glamour and all that kind of jazz and lights and all that, and yet it shows the sadness of what the characters are feeling as well, very well in the sets. It's so hard to explain. Just go and see it if you can. It's beautiful. But I'm going to stop talking about this because I feel like it's going to be a very long vlog otherwise. I'm just going to very quickly flick through the programme one more time because there's a very nice picture of Imelda Staunton that I want to show you. This is it. There you go. I absolutely adore this picture. I think it's beautiful. And I also enjoy this fact situation about Follies. So 37 cast members, 97 performances, 21 musicians, 160 costumes, 200 production staff and apprentices, and there you go. That's some information about the show. So that's the programme. Beautiful production. I feel so lucky that I got to see it. Again, thank you so much to John for, you know, asking me to go with him. It was really good to spend some time with him as well. He's such a fun guy, a really funny guy to be with, and he loves musicals like I do, so he has some great opinions about the show and the cast. But yeah, my ticket here, I completely recommend this. Please go and see it. It's beautiful. Wow, like it's just like it's in a class of its own as a musical is what I'm gonna say. One thing I will say though, it's obviously not a fun musical. Like, you know, there are some fun dance moves in it and tap dancing bits, and you know, some of the bits are quite funny actually. However, overall it's quite a sad show in my opinion. So if that's not really your thing, don't go. And also if you're not really into kind of old-fashioned musicals, don't go. The ending, Lord have mercy, obviously I'm not going to give it away, but like suddenly in the last 10 minutes things went very wrong, or like not as I was expecting it to, and apparently they've changed it to what it used to be. I think the last ever West End performance that they had of this, obviously this is a revival production of Follies, but I think last time that this was in the West End they changed the ending to be a little bit more happy and optimistic, and this time they'd gone back to the original, which was amazing but also very sad. Like my heart was like, Lord have mercy, what the hell's going on? Me and John were like, whoa, that was a bit dramatic. But yeah, it's really, really good. But I'm gonna stop talking. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Leave comments down below, let me know what you think of the show if you've seen it. Let me know if you're gonna go and see it. Let me know what you think of life in general, anything basically, and I'll see you next time. Bye.